Hello everyone, welcome. In this video I'm just going to show you how to use some of the sandbox environment that Microsoft lets you use when you are working on one of these labs from the official Microsoft documentation for various topics. In this particular topic we have an exercise where we are going to prepare virtual networks for peering by using Azure CLI commands. Pretty much you will have a window over here that will tell you you can use the window and you can activate the account. You just say you activate, and you have to go through some permission check. Once you give the permission, it's gonna allow you to log in to record environment. Sometimes it's portal, sometimes it's like only the CLI environment, whatever is required for the lab. And most of the time you will not have access to anything other than that is required to do for that lab. Okay, so in this one, let's get started with what we need. Here we have a company. We are ready to implement network peering. So that is our whole purpose of this lab. So the sales virtual network is in the North Europe, marketing in the North Europe, and research is in West Europe. So pretty much three different groups, two of them in the same region and other is in a different region. Okay, so if you look at the diagram, it's probably telling you the same thing. North Europe, you need a sales virtual network, marketing virtual network, and West Europe you have a research virtual network, and they are using different address space. This is also important that you cannot use an overlapping address space if you want to create the virtual network. Now you're going to peer the virtual network itself and not the subnets. Okay, so you will be peering these virtual networks. So let's see, you will create the following resources in this lab. So you're going to create the VNet, the 10.100/16 IP address. Here marketing one is going to use 10.200/16 and the research 10.300. So there is no overlap in their IP address. They have subnets, but it doesn't really matter what IP address they're using. They all will not be overlapping because these are not overlapping. So we should be good on that. So here we are just going to create those virtual networks, and it's very simple, and this should be a very simple lab exercise. So what the command is doing is the network vnet create. So this very self-explanatory command, and it's going to create this resource group. Sales vnet is the name of the virtual network. It's going to assign the address prefix. One subnet will be named apps, and the prefix will be this, and it's going to deploy. It will be deployed in North Europe. Similarly, copy the next one, paste it over here, and if you run this command, same, it's going to be deployed in the same resource group. This name is going to be the marketing virtual net. You're going to use a different IP prefix. It's going to create a subnet named apps. Here's a subnet prefix, again in the North Europe. Third one, you're going to deploy the research virtual network. The only difference, you're going to deploy this in West Europe. Okay, so once that's done, we can configure, confirm the virtual network configuration, and you can quickly run this command az network vnet list, and this output table is a output format how you want to view, so it's not giving you the JSON formatted output. So you have everything, looks good, everything is working fine. Okay, so all that is well and good. Now what you want to do, you want to create virtual machines in each virtual network. This is really, I don't think is essential for peering, but I guess if you want to test the peering, then you will need the virtual machines. So just to create the peering, you don't need to create virtual machine, but to make sure the peering is working, you do need virtual machines. So, and it's again as a VM create, and you're going to provide the name of the VM, locations, and what virtual network it's going to be deployed, what is the subnet, what kind of image, what is the username, and what is the password. So let's copy this, and we're gonna get our super secret password in a minute. So from here, let's get our super secret password, and copy this one more time, paste, and start the deployment. It should give me my CLI back because I have the no wait flag in here. So yeah, it gave me the CLI back. So this deployment is probably not done, it's still working, but since I told, hey, don't wait for this command to be done, it has given me the CLI back, so we can type some more commands. So it's just, yeah, it just says the same thing. Okay, so the next we're gonna deploy the other machine in the same network, which is gonna be in the same subnet, but marketing VNet. So previous one we deployed within the marketing sales VNet, so this is going to be deployed within the marketing VNet. So copy this one, paste all of it, and again get the super secret password. And let's see, there we go. The second one is going on, and we'll the same way we'll do the same thing. In this case, we are going to deploy this under a different virtual network, which is in a different location. So let's copy all of that, paste all of it, and again we're going to get our super secret password for this virtual machine. Alright, there we go. So we have now deployed 3 virtual machines. It may take a little bit of time. To confirm they are running, you can run this command, okay, to check if the virtual machine is running appropriately. So it's probably not all of them you will see that is running. You gotta see the provisioning state of succeeded and power state of VM is running what is needed. So both of them is like these two are good. So this is still in creating state, although it says VM is running. Alright, so I think we're pretty close. Next, what we'll do now, it says succeeded and VM running, so we're good. So let's go to the next. So we have created our virtual networks and we have deployed virtual machines. So what are we going to do next? Okay, we have 3 virtual networks. They right now they cannot talk to each other most likely. So let's see. So right now what they're doing, we have created virtual machines and have run virtual machines within them, but the network have no connectivity because these are virtual networks, and by default if you have 2 different virtual networks you cannot talk with each other. Okay, to enable communication you need to do something. So here we're going to create peering. So first we're going to peer the sales VNet and the marketing VNet. So copy this. So over here it's not giving me my shell back, so I'm just going to restore the shell real quick, and we'll run this command. So what this is doing, let's look at what it's doing. It's AZURE network VNet peering create. So we're going to create a peering between sales VNet to marketing VNet, okay, which is the remote VNet, where is the resource group, what's the VNet name. That's all you need. So let's see, do I have anything? Come on, still not given me. So I'm going to pause the video for a second. As soon as I get my terminal back, we'll start. Alright, we got the terminal back, so let's type the command again and let's run this particular command, and it should be creating a connection between the sales net to the marketing VNet. Once that's done, we gotta do the reverse connection as well. So this time we'll do marketing VNet to the sales VNet, and by using this command, so this is you're creating the reverse peering. Now we're going to create a connection between the marketing and the research. Okay, so let's copy this one, and this is still working. As soon as that's done, we are going to run this command. That is going to create a connection between the marketing VNet and the research VNet, and then we'll do the same for the reverse connection as well. We'll do from the research VNet to marketing VNet. Okay, once that's done, we'll check our peering. Alright, it's the last thing that we needed to do. So this is all now pretty much done. As soon as this is done, we can take a look at the status of our peering, and it should be in an enabled state to be able to connect and talk to each other. And as soon as this is done, we're going to take a look at that. So let's paste the command. Let's see the output. So a little hard to read from this view. Cells, so it says it's connected. I'm trying to see if we can make this bigger or something. Let's make. Okay, so succeeded. So it looks like our connection is working just fine. So you have created only one connection from sales VNet. So you see only one result. In the peering state column, make sure the status is connected. And here's my peering status. It's connected. I think did we done this one already? So this is gonna create the other connection from the research. I think we have already done that. So this is all good. Run the following command to check the peering connection to marketing VNet. So marketing VNet, we can also check the command and see if the marketing VNet is working fine. And this is also says connecting and succeeded, so we're good with that. So here is kind of what we have done so far. So from sales network, we have peered the marketing VNet, and we have connected both to and fro peering. From marketing VNet, we have done connection to research VNet, and we have connected to and fro. So if I have a VM here, I can talk to research VNet and I can talk to sales VNet. But if I have a VM here in the research VNet, I can only talk to marketing VNet. I do not have a connection directly to sales VNet, so I still cannot talk to the sales VNet. Again, if I have a VNet in the sales VNet, I can talk to marketing VNet, but I cannot directly talk to the research VNet because I do not have an explicitly defined peering. Okay. Now check effective route. So this is probably what we are going to do. Run the following command to look at the routes that apply to sales VM network. So sales VM is right here. So let's copy and paste that. Copy and paste here. So this is going to show you the route that's now being applied to that particular network. Okay. And this this is, so what do you have? So address prefix next hop 10.1.0.0.16 is going to go to VNet local. 10.2 to VNet peering. Nothing else, it goes to internet. And we have some other where we have next hop type is not even defined. So let's take a look at this. Alright, now so we have looked at the sales virtual machine NIC and its effective route table. So let's look at the other one. Let's look at the marketing one and see what's going on with that one. So let's paste it and it should give us similar output, and we're expecting to see the VNet global peering enabled for this one, and as expected, so this is showing up. So this is also working just fine. And for the research VM, we can do the same thing, and let's see what we get. And we should expect to see the VNet global peering enabled for this one as well. There we go. So next what we do, we're going to verify the network peering by using the SSH between Azure virtual machines. So that's what I said, that this is, if you want to verify, you need the virtual machine. So as I said, what we have right now, we have defined connection between sales net to marketing VNet. and between VNet and the research virtual net. So peering connections are non-transitive. Intermediate virtual networks don't allow connectivity to flow through them to connected virtual machines. So that's what I have been stressing too much. So sales VNet can communicate with marketing but can't connect with the research VNet. So let's just go to our connection stuff. So we're gonna copy this. We need the IP addresses. So let's run this command to get the IP addresses of our virtual machines. And we're gonna copy and record these IP addresses because we need those IP addresses to connect to our virtual machines. So let's put it over here. We got that. Before you start the test, think about your learn this module. What results do you expect? So we already kind of know what to expect. So in the cloud shell, run the following command and replace this with the shell's machines IP. So in this one, we're gonna use the sales machines public IP address. So let's get and change this with the sales machines public IP address. So let's see what we are trying to do. We are trying to connect to a machine. So the password, let's get our super secret password. So we're just trying to SSH to one of this machine. Okay, so now we are inside the marketing VM. Okay, so let's look at your diagram one more time. So you just logged into this machine. So this machine should be able to connect to research and sales. Okay, so that's where we are right now. It says to log into the sales virtual machine. So I'm actually, let's get out of this command. So let's do exit and let's get the sales virtual machines IP and replace this with the sales virtual machines IP, and let's go to that machine because the lab wanted to go there but we went to the other machine. So let's go in there, let's get the password and paste it. So we are there. So again, the picture is saying that we are in here, so we should be able to connect with this but not that. Then what we need to do, in the cloud shell, run the following command to the private IP address marketing VM. We have already done this one. Oh no, from here now you're trying to connect to the virtual so here from this particular virtual machines we're going to try to connect to the marketing VM, and we should be able to do that without any problem. So we are in the sales VM and we are trying to SSH to the marketing VM, and we should not have any problem. But if we try the same thing to the other machine, we should not be able to connect it. So let's get the password while it's establishing the SSH connection. Oh, I'm not getting anything. Why am I not getting anything? The connection man should be succeeded because of the peering connection between sales and the marketing VNet. So I'm still not seeing anything. I'll give it a little bit more time. Make sure that I'm using the right IP address. 10.1.13 marketing 10.1.13.78.143 10.1.13.7. Okay, so now this one, should we be using public IP address or should we be using the private IP address? Let's check this one. Yeah, so remember this one, this is one that's gonna get you, once you're within the VM, you should be using the public private IP address to communicate to the other network. So let's do a Control C, go back. So instead of using the public IP address, you should be using the private IP address. here is the private IP address of your marketing VM, and what we'll do, we'll use the private IP address to talk to SSH into that machine. Okay, there we go. So now it's asking my password, so let's give you the password. So that proves that I have connection. I can establish connection from sales VM to the marketing VM. So now it must say us to exit, and we'll try to do the same thing for the research VM. So let's do exit. So it should bring us back to the sales VM, and it did. Now if we try the same command, okay, to go to the sales machine, so I mean the research VM, we should not be able to do that because we have not explicitly enabled connection. So let's put to our private IP address, then hit enter, and it should not allow you to connect. Okay, so yeah, as we said, here you have also a diagram right here that's saying this should not be successful. So we can do the same thing, connection from the research VM. So when you go into the research VM, so here I can do a Control C, then I'm gonna do another exit to exit out of this machine. Okay, then I'm gonna copy this. This time I'm gonna use the public IP address of the research VM. So I'm gonna log in to the research VM from, say, from internet. So let's go to that machine. And again, from this machine, if we want to try to connect to the other two machines, one is going to be successful, other one is not. Okay, so paste. So now we are in the research VM. Okay, so now we're in here. So we're gonna try to connect to the marketing VM, and we should be able to again be as your user add we need the private IP address of marketing VM. So let's get that one and let's put it here, and let's hit enter. And while it's going on, let's get the password again, and we should be successful in getting into that machine. Paste, and there we go. So we are in the marketing VM. So let's do exit to get back to the research VM again, and if you do the same thing for the other one, and it's gonna fail. Okay, to the sales you still do not have a direct connection. So that's the whole purpose of this lab, to prove that your peering has to be explicitly set to be able to communicate. Oh, sorry, so this one I need first my IP address, which is we are sales is where we want to go. We are already in the research, so give the private IP address again. Remember, it's the private IP address that we're using. Paste, enter, and you see there is no connection. And again, if you see the diagram, there is no connection at all. Now you can do the same thing. I'm going to stop doing it. If you go to the marketing VM, and you should be able to do and be able to connect to both of the virtual machines just fine. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that we need to do. So that's pretty much all that you needed to do for this lab. Just make sure when you're getting into the machine at the beginning, use the public IP address. Once you're in a machine and then trying to establish connection, use the private IP addresses. Okay, so hopefully that was useful to you, and that's all I wanted to cover. So good luck if you're preparing for the exam. Thank you for watching.